Story 1. I am 81 years old. I used to be a morning shower person, but now that I am retired and living with Parkinson's disease, I take a shower whenever I feel up to it and when my nephew, who is also my caregiver, is available to help me get in and out of the tub or shower. I wish I had a walk-in shower, but they are very expensive. Story 2. Night. I don't like to go to bed sweaty or dirty. It helps me get out of the house faster in the morning so I can sleep a little later. Story 3. Morning. Clean off the night sweat. It makes hair more manageable. I don't feel uncomfortable throughout the day. Story 4. I am both. I refuse to go to bed dirty, so I shower in the morning to wake myself up and to smell clean for my challenging and sweaty job. Story 5. Morning. I have my main tasks in the morning. I go on my exercise bike in the morning, so it's best to wash up then. Story 6. I'm more of a night shower person because who wants to sleep in their bed after spending the whole day outside? Even if I stayed home all day, I would still take a shower at night because I want to sleep clean and comfortably in bed after a long day of doing nothing. Story 7. Morning wakes me up and makes me feel good about myself. I also sleep with a dachshund who isn't picky. Story 8. In the cooler months, I shower once in the morning. As it gets warmer, I tend to sweat during the day, so I shower in the morning to freshen up and again at night to cool down and remove any grime. Story 9. I prefer to do it at night, but last night I had a guest who stayed a bit later than expected. I didn't want to go to bed with wet hair, so I showered this morning. Story 10. Night. Who can sleep with dirt? Sometimes the next morning if I'm feeling tired and need to be awakened. Story 11. I do cardio in the morning and take a shower. I do weight training at night and shower again. However, a hot shower before bed in a cold room is the best way to fall asleep. Story 12. Morning. I would love to shower at night and still feel clean in the morning, but sometimes I get sweaty, so it isn't possible. Story 13. Morning shower to refresh for the day, brush teeth, do hair, and follow a skincare routine. Night shower occurs only after completing a workout. Story 14. I shower both in the morning and at night. I complete my workout at 6 a.m., rinse off before work, and then take a shower before bed. Story 15. I prefer mornings, but I will not wake up earlier than absolutely necessary. So, I've been staying up at night for a while now. Story 16. With the kind of weather we have, a bath in the morning and at night is absolutely fine. I would even shower at noon if time allows it. Story 17. Morning shower, no question. Nothing compares to standing under hot water while your soul slowly awakens. It's like pressing refresh on your entire existence. Story 18. Good morning. I feel almost as unclean waking up after a night shower as if I had skipped the previous day, and I would shower again regardless. Story 19. I shower at night. I do a lot of physical work outside, so at the end of the day, I need to shower to remove all the sweat and dirt from my body. This helps keep my sheets clean and prevents itchiness from the grime that accumulates during the day. Story 20. Both night allows for washing off the day, while morning helps to wake up and feel more refreshed. I might skip the nighttime routine if I get home from work feeling gross and shower right away. Story 21. Night. I dislike the thought of getting up early to shower in the morning, especially because I have long, thick hair that takes a long time to dry. I prefer to go to bed clean rather than wake up dirty. Story 22. A man who goes to bed feeling uncomfortable may wake up with unpleasant smells. A morning shower is necessary because hair often looks unkempt in the morning. Story 23. On the days I work, I need to wash everything before bed and then have a refresher right before work. On my days off, I only shower at night. Story 24. Night. I work in a kitchen and get dirty and sweaty, and I don't want to be soaked in that all night. Story 25. Night or evening. I like going to bed feeling clean. If I have had a rough day, it is nice to wash the day away before bed. Story 26. I prefer both of them because at night we sweat too. I take a shower in the morning and in the evening. After a long day, I also take a shower. Story 27. If I'm working, then I prefer to work in the morning. On my day off, I usually work in the evening. I don't know why, but it has just become my routine. Either way, I make sure to shower every day. Story 28, both actually. A quick rinse in the morning to wake up and a proper shower at night to wash off the day. My water bill dislikes me, but my mental health appreciates me. Story 29, good morning. I wake up with messy hair and worry about body odor after sleeping. I want to feel refreshed when I start my day. Story 30, good morning. If I shower in the evening, even just before bed, my hair is a mess in the morning. It becomes greasy and stuck in various directions that combing cannot fix. It must be wet and washed before I can leave the house. Story 31. Both a short morning shower to freshen up and shave, followed by a long hot shower before bed to deeply clean and relieve muscle and back pain. Moisturizer is essential if you take 2 showers a day. Story 32. Morning. I have to shower in the morning if I don't want my hair to look greasy at work. I would love to be someone who showers at night instead, but it's just not feasible for me. Story 33. I prefer to shower after cardio in the morning, then shower again later after exercising or when I'm settling in for the day. I try to keep my showers brief in these cases. Although I try to maintain this routine on the weekends, I do enjoy taking time to rest. Generally, I shower once on rest days. Story 34. I take a full shower at night. In the morning, I rinse off in the shower without using soap or shampoo. This helps wake me up and makes it easier to do my hair. Story 35. It depends on my day. I always shower before work. If I get dirty or sweaty during the day, I shower before bed. Story 36. In order to bathe at night, I need to get up before 6 a.m. I hop into the tub at 9 p.m. once my kids are in bed and I have finished the last load of laundry. I get up at 6:15 a.m., drink my coffee, do my 5-minute skincare routine, get dressed, have a bagel, and read the news on my phone in the half hour or so before my husband and kids wake up. Story 37. Morning, typically every other day, unless I've done something active, in which case it's as needed. Story 38. I take a shower before leaving the house. I work shifts that begin at 8 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., or 10 p.m. My schedule varies. I usually have an hour and a half routine to get ready, which includes my shower. I tend to work very long shifts, and if I am not feeling refreshed when I start, I begin to smell by the end of my shift. Story 39. I mainly shower in the morning. It helps me wake up and feel better throughout the day. However, if it has been a hot day and I have worked a lot outdoors, I may shower again before bed. Story 40. I do both. I feel uncomfortable if I just get dressed and leave the house in the morning. Then I need a shower before bed to wash off the unpleasant feelings from dealing with difficult people all day. Story 41. You come home after a 16-hour shift covered in all kinds of mystery fluids and tell me you are going to bed without showering. Story 42. Morning. It helps me wake up better than coffee. It makes me feel good, which boosts my confidence, and I can use that at work. Story 43. I prefer to do it in the morning because, when I do it at night before I go to bed, my hair ends up messy and tangled. However, when I do it in the morning, it air dries and retains its silkiness. Story 44. Morning. Because my hair is a disaster after sleeping. I get night sweats, and my hair tangles into a mess. Story 45. Night helps me sleep better, and I prefer going to bed clean. However, in the summer, I sometimes shower both at night and in the morning. Story 46. Morning. The best part of waking up is taking a long-needed shower. I also shave in the shower. I will take a shower at night if needed. Story 47. It used to be morning, but now it's night. I don't really have time to shower in the morning because the kids wake up early. Story 48. I am a middle-of-the-day person. I work out before work and always end with a run, so I get quite sweaty. Since I work from home, I usually come running through the door right before my shift starts. I work for a while, and then during my afternoon break, I take a shower. Story 49. At night, I bathe my 3 children. I find it pointless to shower them in the morning. I feel the same way about myself. I don't want to go to bed with the dirt I accumulate during the day. Story 50. Both, once in the morning to clean off the night sweats and once before bed to address discomfort. It isn't easy being a moist person. Story 51, morning. You can get sweaty in your sleep, and I usually wake up with a slightly greasy face and hair even if I shower before bed. I also have curly hair. If I showered before bed and now, when I wake up, I either have crazy hair or need to comb it out, resulting in an ugly, frizzy fluff ball of hair. Story 52. I work, so I come home dirty. This means I shower at night because I do not want to go to bed filthy. Story 53. Good morning. I feel unwell after waking up, even if I showered the night before. Washing my hair and beard also makes it easier to style in the morning. Story 54. I have to shower in the morning, regardless of whether I showered before bed. Without fail, I always wake up with oily hair that needs to be washed. Story 55. At night, the sheets seem to stick to me or feel uncomfortable if I don't shower before bed. I dislike early mornings, especially since I have to wake up at 5 a.m. for work. Story 56. Morning wakes me up and helps me prepare for the day. I don't really understand the night shower routine. I would rather not be dirty in public than in my bed. Story 57. As a teenager and in my early 20s, I was a morning shower person. I just couldn't go out before showering. Now, I prefer to shower at night to feel clean before going to bed. Story 58. I primarily prefer to shower at night. If I have time and my way, I would also shower in the morning. I work a labor-intensive job that is hot throughout the year, so taking a shower at night is absolutely essential. Story 59. Manhã e noite durante a semana. Manhã, tarde e noite nos fins de semana. Moro no Brasil, na Bahia. Aqui é verão o ano inteiro, então transpiramos muito, e a sensação de estar suado e sujo incomoda. Story 60. I wash my hair and body at night to keep my bedding clean and sleep better when I feel fresh. However, I also shower in the morning if necessary. Showering in the morning helps me smell better throughout the day. Regardless of my exhaustion, I always shower at night. Story 61. Every morning and sometimes at night if I'm sore, or during lunch at work if I feel like being relaxed. Story 62. Usually, my shower routine involved showering after work. However, I no longer have a job and have recently completed detox and rehabilitation. During that time, I used to shower in the morning because I would sweat at night. Every single morning, I showered before breakfast. Now that I am at home and no longer sweat, I still shower early after breakfast. Story 63. I shower before I leave, and when I get home, I feel uncomfortable if I don't, and I won't sit on my bed or my furniture unless I have showered. I'm starting to think I might have a phobia of germs. Story 64. Morning shower. I used to shower at night when I worked in fast food. My hair was always a mess when I woke up, and my skin didn't feel as clean as it did before bed. However, I was putting my hair up for work and getting greasy the moment I walked into the restaurant, so it didn't really matter. Now, I work an office job, and I prefer to shower in the morning. It wakes me up, and I feel clean when I leave the house and start my day. Story 65. Usually at night, I prefer to do fewer things in the morning when I need to prepare for work. However, there are some nights when I think, forget this. I will do it in the morning. Story 66. I need to shower before leaving the house because I like to feel clean and fresh. Even when I don't leave, I enjoy showering in the morning. I also shower most nights because nothing feels better than getting into bed feeling clean. Story 67. Here we go again. This night and otherwise you end up going to bed feeling awful after work. Like really? Do you all just have relationships like that too, after sitting in public restrooms? Story 68. It depends. During the winter, I did it at night. Now that it's getting warmer, I will probably change it based on how lazy I feel and if I have to go anywhere. Story 69. I can't sleep when I feel dirty. I can feel the residue of sweat and grime on me after a day of work. Why would I want to bring that to bed with me? Story 70. Whenever I work out, or if I feel gross and need to wash the day off and start fresh, I take a shower. Before anyone judges, I will take 1 to 3 showers in a given day, but they only last about 2 to 3 minutes. I rarely get through an entire song. Story 71. I am a morning shower person. It's a good start to my day. Some of the comments here made me curious. Here is an article listing the advantages of each. There is no scientific evidence regarding the preference for morning or evening showers, including the cleanliness of the bed. It ultimately comes down to personal preference. Story 72. When it is more convenient, I prefer the morning. However, I usually get most of my intense exercise in the evenings, and I can't go to bed without showering afterward. I also don't feel the need to shower in the morning if I just showered before going to bed. It is worth noting that my opinion is now very different from when I had long hair. Story 73. I work unusual shifts and have a toddler, so I shower whenever I can. Most of the time, I shower twice a day, but occasionally there are days when I don't shower. Story 74. At night, I like to sleep feeling clean and fresh. However, if I have time and tasks to do during the day, a morning shower is good as well. I always take a shower at night without exception. Even after a night shift, I shower before going to sleep at 6 a.m. Story 75. Always shower in the morning. Occasionally, I also shower in the evening if I am particularly dirty or sweaty, or if I am going out late. Story 76. It seems unnecessary to shower in the morning if I will be going outside in the elements only to come back inside to bathe again. Story 77. Night. I need to wash out the hair product to avoid breakouts, and I don't want to be unclean in bed. I also don't wear outside clothes in bed. For someone like me who is not in a blue-collar job, that might be the less common choice, though. Story 78. As someone who works from home, I usually take my morning shower just before lunch. Is midday an option? Story 79. With a 5-month-old baby in the house and as new parents, I'm showering every other day. Don't get me wrong, it's more like I shower whenever I can, but it ends up being about every other day. Story 80. I have little to no body odor due to lacking the gene for it, so I don't smell in the morning or in general, so there is no real need for it. I like to feel fresh and clean before going to sleep. I also work out after work, so taking 2 showers a day isn't ideal. Story 81. Both are essential. In the morning, to wake up and look more presentable and smell better in case I sweat overnight. At night, because it's the hygienic thing to do. Why would anyone be okay with getting into bed feeling unclean from their day? Story 82. As an Asian, I shower at night. I don't understand the concept of showering in the morning. I've had this debate with my friends who shower in the morning, but I still don't get it. Story 83. Nothing is better than going to bed on clean sheets after a hot shower. Story 84. Night is the time to wash away the dirt from the day, especially after being out and about. You wake up feeling clean, unless it's that 1 week of extreme heat when I also shower in the morning. Story 85. Night shower all the way. I'm not bringing the day's chaos into bed with me. If I'm going to toss and turn all night over my life choices, I'm at least doing it squeaky clean. Story 86. It's an obsessive-compulsive disorder trait for me. I used to work on this, trying to limit myself to 1 shower a day. But in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't worth the effort. Story 87. On my days off, I take 2 showers. 1 in the morning to smell good throughout the day, and 1 at night to get into bed clean. Story 88. Midday. Water needs time to warm up throughout the day, but I want to have time to dry my towel outside. Story 89. I always shower when I get home from outside as I have sweated a bit. I couldn't sleep otherwise. I don't shower in the morning. I never feel the need to nor feel unclean. Story 90. Taking a night shower helps me decompress from the day more than anything else. I don't give myself enough time in the morning. Story 91. I have always been a morning shower person. I enjoy the refreshing feeling in the morning, and it makes it easier to look presentable for work. However, recently I have decided to try evening showers because it feels less like a chore before work. I often put off showering until the last minute due to my attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Story 92. I think it comes down to who you are and what you do for a job. Everyone is different. For example, I am a morning person and my wife is a night person. She has a physical job and feels cold at night, while I have a desk job and get warm at night. Story 93. Morning and night. I need to refresh to start my day when I wake up and also clean myself before getting into bed. This is especially important if I have just changed my sheets, which I do once a week. Story 94. I take a cold morning shower, swim in a lake in the afternoon, and take a warm shower at night. Story 95. Morning showers on workdays feel refreshing and show respect for your coworkers. While no one can tell if you showered before bed, it is noticeable if you showered before work. Story 96. I started showering at night in school because I didn't want to get up any earlier. This habit conditioned me to feel sleepy after showers. Now, I often practice jiu-jitsu in the evenings, and it is necessary to shower afterward. I enjoy feeling relaxed and clean when I go to bed after showering. Additionally, I believe my deodorant works better when I shower at night. Story 97. Morning. Because I don't want to face the world scruffy, unshaven, and unclean. If the day is hot and humid, I will take an evening shower too. Story 98. Both a short cold shower in the morning and a longer warm shower at night can be beneficial. If coffee no longer wakes you up effectively, a rush of 65-degree Fahrenheit water will definitely awaken you. Story 99. I used to take a religious morning shower, but after I started working in a hospital or clinic, I absolutely cannot go to bed with those germs on me. Story 100. I shower in the afternoons when I get home from work because I am usually sweaty, smelly, or dusty. When I was younger, I would shower at night. I never could stand showering in the morning. If I have to get out of bed and go right into the shower, I feel annoyed all day. I don't know why. Story 101. Late afternoon or early evening. I exercise in the morning, and it makes no sense to shower beforehand. I prefer to go to bed clean, so it makes more sense for me to shower later. Story 102. Ideally, I take showers in the afternoon because I can let my hair air dry and avoid getting my bedding wet. However, since I have work and classes, I usually take showers at night because I dislike having wet hair during those times. Story 103. Early evening, I get a little dirty and dusty, and sometimes paint gets on me throughout the day from work. I also put pomade in my hair in the morning. I usually take a shower as soon as I can when I get home to clean myself of all the residue that has accumulated on me. I don't want that in my bed and have to constantly clean my bedding too. Additionally, I don't have the patience in the morning when I am already doing other things to get ready for the day. Story 104. Morning. Otherwise, I feel unclean and oily all day, and my hair is a mess. It also helps to wake me up. Story 105. I used to take showers at night. Then I realized that I went to bed clean but sweated a lot during the night, which negated the effect. My girlfriend took showers in the morning, and I wanted to join her. Lastly, morning showers help freshen you up for the day. Story 106. When I worked on farms, I always showered at night. There was no point in showering in the morning because I would be sweaty and dirty within an hour of starting work, so it felt like a wasted effort. Now that I'm in an office role, I prefer the morning. I like starting the day clean. If I sweat during the day or wear sunscreen because I have to leave the office for my job, I'll shower at night, but I wash my sheets frequently anyway, so it's not an issue. Story 107. Morning. Nothing like a nice hot shower to wake me up. If I'm dirty, I'll have a night shower. Story 108. It depends on the day of the week and how I feel. During the week, I usually shower at night because I work in a physically demanding job and I have to deal with dust, oil, grease, and sweat. I don't want to go to bed feeling dirty. On weekends, I typically shower in the morning because it's pleasant, and I can take my time. Story 109. Yes, I know that's a lot of water, but I enjoy going to bed clean to prevent skin troubles and waking up to a hot shower while my coffee kicks in. Story 110. Night. I can't wake up in the morning, so it's the only time that works for me. Every time I have showered in the morning, it is always nice. Story 111. Going to bed clean is much better. I won't be wet and have to go out and deal with things. Story 112. Morning. It wakes me up for the day and warms my body, so I feel better. I also enjoy a night shower, but for different reasons. Story 113. I prefer to take showers at night. This way, I avoid disrupting others who need to use the bathroom in the morning. Additionally, I want to keep the bed clean and not bring in any dirt from the day. Story 114. I shower at night to wash the day off, though I also take showers after working out in the morning. Some cultures believe in showering after a negative experience or undesirable interactions to cleanse or refresh. If you had a long day with some unusual experiences but only take morning showers, it might be worth trying to shower at night. Story 115. I used to be a morning shower person, but when I started dating my now wife, she converted me to night showers, and now I could never go back. Being clean before bed is the best feeling. Going to bed dirty now feels unpleasant. Story 116. I don't like to go to bed dirty, but I often take a morning shower on weekends for a fresh start. Story 117. I take a morning shower because I don't want to go to bed with wet hair, and I won't be blow drying it. If it takes my hairstylist almost an hour to dry my hair, I'm not going to deal with that before bedtime. Story 118. I dislike showering, but I do it every other day in the morning or after I work out. My hair is down to my waist and very thick, so washing and conditioning it is a process. Story 119. Neither. For me, it's right after I get home from work or school because I can't stand the outside germs. I have to get everything off, throw it in the laundry, take a nice long shower, maybe zone out for a bit while showering just to process things, and then put on my home outfit to be able to function again without feeling disgusted with myself. I also feel like it really hits reset after I come back from work. Showering and sleeping are my reset buttons. Story 120. I used to take morning showers to wake up. Then I got married and started working in a hospital, and my wife would ask me to wash off the hospital before coming to bed. Story 121. I used to shower in the morning when I commuted to work. I liked the fact that it woke me up and kept me fresh for the day. But now I work from home and I have switched to showering at night for better sleep and to keep my bed clean. Story 122. I prefer to take my morning shower first thing to clear my mind for the day ahead. Story 123. Morning showers are more useful, but I take night showers because I have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and showers make me feel exhausted. Story 124. Night. I don't want to bring a day's worth of sweat and unpleasant odors into bed with me. My husband would be very upset. Story 125. Take a full shower in the morning, preferably before noon. Rinse off again before putting on pajamas and going to bed. Story 126. Night. I get very sweaty during the day, and I can't imagine going to bed without showering. I'm also not a morning person, and the shower is just so extra cold in the morning. Story 127. Shower in the morning, bath at night. Not both in one day, obviously, but I take a shower to get clean quickly and a bath to relax and relieve muscle pain. Story 128. Definitely night. I will not bring outside things into the bed. Sometimes I shower in the morning as well because I get very sweaty while I sleep. Sometimes I do it just to loosen up. Story 129. To all those attending events or gatherings that go late into the night. Do you take a shower before the event? Or do you wait until you get home late? Story 130. I go to the gym before work, and even if I don't, I like to be as fresh as possible, especially if I will be unable to clean myself for the next 8 to 10 hours. After work, I often come home dirty, sweaty, and oily because I work as a mechanic. Story 131. I prefer nights because they help me relax. Morning showers are refreshing, but I am not a morning person, and the idea of extending my morning routine with a shower is not appealing. I would rather sleep in as much as possible. Story 132. When I was a white-collar worker, it was morning showers. Now that I get my hands dirty, it's evening showers. The blue-collar life is much more satisfying in comparison. Story 133. I'm a night shower person. I like to go to bed clean because it's more comfortable. The hot to cold method I use while showering improves my regeneration and immune system during sleep. Story 134. Depending on the day's activities, I live in a cold country. But when I'm abroad in hotter places, I usually prefer both morning and night. Story 135. Good morning. Unless I just worked out, I never really feel dirty at the end of the day. But I feel like a swamp creature if I don't shower in the morning. Story 136. When I worked in construction, I showered right away when I got home. Now that I own a tattoo shop, I just shower before bed. Story 137. Neither. Sadly, I don't have a shower, just a bathtub. However, my boiler doesn't heat enough water to fill it to a decent depth, so I use a 5-liter gardening bucket to wash, like a Victorian peasant. Yes, I'm avoiding the point of the question. I wash in the mornings, but I needed to share how I wash in a bucket because it's driving me mad not being able to have a nice hot shower in the morning. Story 138. Both if I have the time and energy. I love warm, relaxing baths in the evening and fresh, cold showers in the morning. Story 139. I take showers at night all year round and in the morning and night during the summer because of sweating. I tend to engage in various hobbies that work up a sweat or leave me covered in sawdust or dirt. So I shower as soon as I finish, usually at night or after dinner. Story 140. Afternoon, mostly. I don't like going to bed right after showering, especially on hair wash days. I used to take morning showers, but then I started working with animals and had to shower after work. I just started feeling better. Story 141. Can't beat going to bed feeling clean, and I also can't beat starting the day feeling clean, so it's a win for me. Story 142. Night shower. I am too lazy to get up and shower. I wake up and leave for work. I cannot imagine being up earlier than necessary by choice. Story 143. Morning for sure. It's my time to get into the right mindset for the day. Sometimes I even shower right before a workout to prepare myself mentally. Story 144. I prefer to do it immediately when I wake up, but I started going to the gym instead. So now it's after that. Story 145. Night. I work in a cheese factory and am constantly covered in cream. I will not be in that all night. Story 146. I have always been a morning shower person. In the summer, I would also shower before bed if it was particularly warm. That habit just developed over time. Story 147. I can't understand how you can spend all day out and about with your schedule and activities, then go to bed without showering, only to do it in the morning. Story 148. People questioning why we sweat during the day often overlook the fact that our skin is constantly perspiring water, along with fluids and oils. On the other hand, claiming to have dry skin does not mean that dead skin cells are not flaking off and accumulating on surfaces such as clothes or bedding. Taking a shower before bed and one in the morning can help you feel refreshed. Avoid going to bed feeling unclean. Story 149. Night. Who wants to go to bed feeling unclean? I prefer my bed to be clean. Morning showers are great as well. They help me be more productive during the day. Story 150. Night. Morning showers never made sense to me. If I take a shower before bed, I wake up clean. If I wake up and shower, then go about my day, I go to bed dirty. Story 151. I still can't believe there are people who don't shower in the morning. I produce a lot of sweat overnight. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.